Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Recently I've been getting loads of compliments, thank you by the way, and comments about my eye makeup in the comment section. I've also received loads of requests to do different tutorials on specific eye looks from previous videos. So today I thought I would do a full-blown review on the palette that I was using in all those videos. So all the comments that I've been getting have been from one specific palette. Loads of different looks, one palette, and it's definitely one that is my favourite at the moment. It's the one that I've been reaching for on a very regular basis. So the palette that I've been using is the brand new Charlotte Tilbury Starry Eyes to Hypnotise palette. This is a limited edition palette, which I absolutely despise brands doing limited edition items because it's just such a shame. This is a luxury item. It's absolutely stunning. But if you can't afford to go and buy this immediately, you may miss out, which is why I really don't like limited edition items. I think it should be available to the masses. And let's face it, not everybody can afford £60 on one palette. I actually think this is worth the money, and I'm going to go into that a little bit more as this video unfolds. But let me just show you some swatches of this first. So show you the palette itself. This is extremely versatile. Now there are only 3 matte shades in there, which I was a little bit disappointed at first, but actually you don't really need more matte shades than there are in this palette. I've now got used to using it and it's just such a stunning palette. This is how they swatch on the arm. So let me just show you a close-up of that. Absolutely beautiful. These are not chalky in the slightest. They are not patchy. They glide on like a dream. They are very, very buttery and soft shadows. I think the only ones that you get very little colour payoff are the sparkles in the end portion of this palette. So you've got a gold sparkle and also a silver sparkle, which take a little bit more building up. The black is an excellent shade, not patchy at all. And all these shades, the metallics, are beautiful and buttery and rich. Really, really beautiful. These do not need to be applied with a brush. Obviously you can apply them with a brush if you want to, but it's very, very simple. You can apply them with a finger and you're out the door. Very, very quick to apply. I think the only ones I use a brush for are the matte shades. I use the brown shade here, the matte, as a transition shade. I might deepen it up a little bit with the pinky maroony shade. This one is definitely not a transition shade. It's far, far too deep. But you can just deepen the outer crease or use that as a full lid colour. It's just absolutely beautiful. So £60 is very, very pricey, even for a luxury product as far as I'm concerned. However, if you were to buy the little quad palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, they are £40 each. And to me, this is far better value for money than buying a couple of those quad palettes, because this is far more versatile. You can create so many different looks with this, which is one of the reasons why I think this is actually worth the money, as well as the quality of the shadows. So let's get in and get some of this on the eyelid. I've already primed my eyelids with my P.LOUISE eyeshadow base. So I'm gonna pop into the brownie matte shade for the transition shade. Just gonna take that on a generic fluffy brush. Very, very small amount of product, and just pop that on the outer V and then blend that in. These are so easy to blend. They really, really are. But you do need to make sure that your lids are primed and set. Don't leave any stickiness or dampness on the eye, otherwise these shadows will cling to that dampness and make it a little bit more difficult to blend out. Obviously that is with all shadows, not just these shadows, but these are just so beautiful. Let's actually do 2 different looks with this palette. I'm going to do one on one eye and one on the other. So I'm going to take the same shade and put it on the other side. So I'm just going to take a really fluffy brush and just soften all those edges off so they're blended absolutely beautifully into the rest of my products. And then on one eye, I'm going to take this shade here, the really pinky shade, and just deepen up that outer crease, going in a little bit further in than I did the transition shade. Now you've probably seen me in the past do eyeshadows before I do the rest of my products. I prefer to do it that way because you can always clean up any fallout with your foundation and concealer, whereas if there's any fallout when you've done the rest of your face, it sometimes can ruin the rest of your products. So I'm not going to deepen up the outer crease on this side. I'm going to go straight into these beautifully shimmery metallics and go into the deepest one, which is this beautiful olive green shade. This is so, so pretty. I'm going to go with a finger and go straight on to the outer edge and just press that in place. So, so nice. You can pop this all over the lid for a lovely green eye look. But I'm going to use all three of these products today. So all three shades in this section, which is called Dream Glow. So, so pretty. So once I've done that shade, I'm then going to take the lighter greeny shade here. I'm going to put that in the center of my lid. This is got quite a browny sheen on it, so it would be absolutely beautiful with all the rest of the palette as well. You could team this with absolutely anything. Goes beautifully with the golds. And I'm just using my finger to just blend those two colors together just by patting on the divide, on the join. So then I'm going to go straight into this quite crumbly product. It is so soft. Be very, very careful with it. Don't press too hard into this because it will break. Just put a tiny bit on your finger. The colour payoff is absolutely amazing on this. And I'm just going to pop that towards the corner and then just blend that in. So, so simple to use and get a beautiful eye look. Really, really beautiful. I don't actually feel the need to use a brush to blend all these together. The only part that I am going to use a brush is for the lower lash line because my fingers are just too chunky to do the bottom lash line. So I'm going to take the first shade, the green, on a very small brush and just run that underneath, right on the outer edge. And then I'm going to take the gold on a different brush. And I'm going to run that across the front. So now there is a slight bit of fallout on this side for the darker colour, if you can see. I will usually just go and get a hairdryer and make sure that that's off. I'll never brush away with my hand, otherwise you can be in a bit of a mess. If you do finally get a tiny bit of fallout, and this is really a tiny little bit. So again, do your eye makeup beforehand if you feel like you need to, but this is a very small amount of fallout for me. It's not worth worrying about. So once I've done that side, I'm just going to finish it off using the more shimmery shade in the Seduce Glow part of the palette. This is the shade, let me show you on the swatches. This is a shade that has very, very little colour payoff, but a lot of shimmer. So build this up using your fingers, I find is the best way. So just really make sure that you get your finger in there and just rub it across the lid to transfer. I do find this does need building up, this shade, because it tends to stick to the finger. You do have to keep going in and applying. You can apply this with a brush if you want to. Let me show you what it's like with a brush. So it actually applies a little bit better with a brush, but you get more fallout. So I prefer to build it up with my fingers and get less fallout rather than building it up with a brush a lot quicker. But it depends on whether you're in a rush or not. So that's that eye more or less done, apart from maybe liner. If you want liner, I'm not going to use liner today. I am definitely going to add a bit of mascara to this side there, which I'll do after this eye's finished. We're going to go straight into the middle shade in the Love Glow side. We've used this one to deepen up the crease. We're now just going to add a little bit of a lid colour. This is such a pretty colour. These metallics are so soft and buttery. So I'm just going to apply that in the centre of the lid. So pretty. Then I'm going to go into the paler shade here and just pop that in the corner. So a very similar process to the one that I used to do this eye. So lovely. So pretty. Really pretty. Again, you can add the topper over the top of this one if you want to. This is a beautiful shade if you're just wanting to look a little bit glittery but not masses of colour on the lid. You can use this one and possibly this one together, and it's just such a beautiful look without looking overdone. So again, I'm going to take a small brush and I'm actually going to dip into the matte shade just to do the outer bottom lash line. And then I'm going to take this gold shade again from the Dream Glow palette and just do the inner highlight and take that underneath to join with the pink. I really love this palette. You can create some stunning looks. I could probably have 10 to 15 people in front of me and do a different look on every single person. It really is universal as well. You can have whatever colour eyes you've got and this palette will suit absolutely everybody. I did think I was going to be really disappointed that it didn't have more matte shades in here, but the matte shades that it does have, again, are universal. There is a transition shade. There is one that's going to pinken it up a little bit for anybody that wants a warmer look. And there's also that deep black shade that is universal to absolutely everybody. You can put it all over the lid or you can deepen up the crease with that. So although I do feel like I'm going to go through the matte shades quickest rather than the shimmery shades, all of them are absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. Again, I've got a little bit of fallout on my cheek area, but again, that's easily sorted. Don't use your hand to swipe, otherwise it will get all over your face. You can use a brush or a hairdryer just to get rid of that really quickly, or do your eye makeup first and do your other products second. So that is it. I finished off both looks using a little bit of mascara. Well, actually quite a lot of mascara, but I finished off just using mascara. I haven't used any eyeliner whatsoever. You can make this look far more dramatic by applying a bit of gel eyeliner to both top and bottom waterlines, or even on the lash line as well if you're going out for the evening or you're just after a little bit more dramatic look. But I wanted to show you how quick and easy these shadows were to work with today. It's not my job to sell you these products. I don't get paid for it. I bought this myself. It hasn't come in any PR packages, but I wanted to share with you my favorite palette at the moment. It is pricey, but I do feel like you can get so many different looks. They are all very easy, very versatile, beginner friendly. You can create the most extravagant, dramatic evening look with this, or you can just go for a very simple day look very quickly with this palette. I've used this palette on my mum as well, just in case anybody was interested. They looked absolutely beautiful on my mum's lids. I was very careful not to get the glittery shimmery shades above the crease line, but I mean, if that's the way you want to go, you can do that as well. I just feel this looks more flattering on my mum with the shimmer shades just on the lid space, and then I use the matte shades in the crease. Really, really beautiful palette. I thoroughly enjoy using them and really, really enjoy being creative with this and creating different looks. But these were the two looks that I got the most compliments on, so I thought I would show you these today. And I now have to go and pick the kids up from school with two different eye looks. I will post a picture on my Instagram to prove that I have done that, just for everybody. Anybody else been out with two different eyes? Just me? Okay then. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've got something out of it. Hope it gives you an understanding on whether you actually want this palette or not. It's not going to be for absolutely everybody, but I absolutely love it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. We are a really friendly bunch. Come and join the Pampered Wolf Pack. Also, comment in the comment section if you like this look, if you don't like this look. Maybe you've got this palette already, you really love it. Maybe you really don't like it. Let everybody know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. If you want me to do a few more looks with this palette, do let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to post those on Instagram a little bit later on in the week. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.